Okay, because everyone wants to do the minimum. Stop. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to show you exactly how much Dusk I am making in this game and how I've grown over the last few months. Nobody else is this transparent with you. Hit the like button, comment, or share if you dare, because that's how we grow this community. If you want the price of Dusk to go up, hit the like button. Moving on. Most of you should know that there is a market log in the game. I'll show that to you real quick, and you can see exactly what your sells and what your buys are. We'll go ahead and go to the market quick. Bam. History right here. History tab. Let it load before doing this. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, now all your history is right here. And if you're fancy, you can just download it and look through it yourself. Put it in Excel or do whatever. Now, if we go back to mine, let's see, as early as May is what we have here. 502 Dusk. This is coffee sales only, okay? Keep this in mind. So we got 500, 400, you know, you can kind of see I'm working my way to 1,000. We're still in May. Okay, now going through at the end of May, 3,600. I mean, things are looking pretty good, and you can see that the general idea is I'm trending up, right? And this is probably because one, for the first 2 months, never pulled a dime out of the game. Okay, never pulled a dime, just DCA'd every check. I put a little bit into this game, grew my plots and grew everything. Okay, and yeah, for a solid 2 months, never pulled a dime. And you can see here that I grew. I'm selling coffee. Okay, this is what I'm selling, coffee. I was actually making quite a bit of money also selling water. So I was selling water and coffee, but this is just coffee sales. So and you can see it just kind of trended up. So we go into June. I'm a solid, you know, probably 2,500 Dusk. We pull into July, and I figured out something. Because I'm doing 6K one day, 3.5 another day. Spiking to 8, back down to 4. You can see the potential, right? So you take your highs, you take your lows, and you're somewhere in the middle, right? So, but you can see I grew from 500 Dusk a day to 1,000 to 2,500 to bam, about 4 to 6K every day. And this, the last time that I checked this sheet was August 9th. So this data is a little old, not that old, but a little old, right? Now, this has all come from basically focusing. I've focused on life science. I've focused on chemistry. Like I said, at first, really, I was selling more water than anything and a little bit of coffee. And then I decided, like, I'm not selling water no more. It wasn't like I just didn't think it was profitable. I just stopped selling water because I'm like, I'm gonna sell coffee. Like, I'm just gonna sell coffee. So this isn't a thing like, hey, you should sell coffee, because the price of coffee is actually going down. So the more of us that do that, the more the price of that's gonna go down. But you can take what I'm telling you here and apply this to any other loop. You know, I could easily wrap all this up, sell this to somebody, and take them funds and go buy a rover setup and start selling rovers. I believe that if whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna be the best at it. I'm gonna be one of the best at it, and there's no stopping me. So this is me and coffee. We've just climbed. Let's show you some more information here. I have about 40 tasks worth of coffee. Now it's a lot. It's a lot. It just depends on who you're comparing to, right? But I have 40 tasks of coffee, and for the last few days I'm selling 650, 740. Just selling a ton of coffee. So when I saw that sheet, I was like, how come some of these days are higher? how come one day I'm selling 4? Sorry. How come some days I'm selling 8.4K, 7K, 6.5K plus, and then some days I'm selling like 3K worth of coffee? Like, what's going on? What's the issue here? And some of it was just a lack of focus. Some of it was wasn't being as I wasn't being as efficient as I needed to be. So I started fixing some of these things. Most of my stuff is always upgraded. I'm really, ever since I got into the game, I realized that upgrading definitely matters. And this was even before they made upgrading even better. So, or before the upgrading changes. So I've always been on my upgrades, but I've just went through and I figured out exactly what I need to hit my Dusk goals. So, and that's one thing you should have a goal, have at least a target in mind. Maybe not for Dusk, but maybe a growth goal, maybe just something. Find a goal for this game and do it. So let's see here. Yeah, so here goes a couple more. And I believe I claimed all the coffee from those 40 tasks. And you can see that's 257 cups of coffee right there. Some of them were medium, not many. Most of them are large. But yeah. So, and I've already sold like 300 something cups of coffee today. So that's just a little bit there. But let's go to history before I sell these 247s. Let's see. So you can see here, I posted 309 coffee and I sold them for basically 2,600. So that was just the first round of coffee making. And now I'm on the second round of coffee making. And we'll go ahead and list that. The price is 24 hour. It's kind of crept up a little bit. So we'll bump up the price a little bit to be just underneath that last sale. Yeah. Bam. Now go back to, like I was saying, this was really cattywampus, right? So I had to figure out why is it cattywampus? What is my system? How is it running? And how can it run better? How can it run better? So I'm gonna blur part of this because this is my sheet. You know, you should make your own sheet, figure it out. But I really wanted to see how many, if I wanted to sell 600 coffees a day, how many grounds do I need? And then if I want that many grounds, how many roasteds do I need? And how many waters do I need? And not in the minimal way either, because some of this stuff is a range. Okay, because everyone wants to do the minimum. Stop. Some of these things are a range. Shoot a little higher and you usually hit your target. So I've figured out how many, I've written down how many tasks that I have. I've figured out how many tasks that I need to have running and to keep this system flowing. It's a constant state of I'm always brewing coffee every day since I've made my sheet, because I had Thinker help me out with figuring out my market history. He's the one that put this together. Ever since that was put together, and then I went ahead and dug deep and figured out how many grounds do I need to make how many cups that I want. Now I'm hitting my goals. I'm hitting my goals every day, and I've shown these guys too. I've showed Thinker, and he sees it. I know Felix sees it. He's my referral partner. He's the guy who got me into the game, so he's definitely collecting some of those market fees. And this is where it all started. He was like, "Hey, your referral is down on Dusk, more than usual." Because I'm like one of his. I'm gonna say it. I'm his best referral. He ain't gonna find a better referral than me, guarantee it. But anyway, so he was like, "Hey, it's down." I'm like, "Okay, yeah." I mean, come on, he's spoiled, right? Because he was getting so used to what I was helping him with. He was getting so used to them. He was getting so used to them referral bonuses off of what I was selling. So he noticed pretty quickly, which tells me he was probably a little tight on Dusk one day. and was counting on it probably. So, but anyway, so I've got all the tasks ordered. I've got everything figured out. That is roughly it. I have a target of 600 cups a day that I want to sell. I've been selling more than that a day because I'm not just aiming for my target. I'm aiming a little higher. I would try to be exact, but selling more cups is definitely better than selling less cups. And this applies to you and whatever you're doing. Like, I'm serious, don't do coffee. Coffee price is actually coming down. Go into the greenhouse is getting some changes. You can definitely be one of those persons who specializes in life science, and eventually the greenhouse will be able to grow seeds. That's an option. There's other loops too, like you got building rovers. You've got creating buildings. Okay, that's going to be machining and what the fuck is it? Fabrication. so machining and fabrication build buildings. So you have options. You got some things you can do. There's certainly several loops, and it depends on how much of that loop you want to do. But I would suggest doing that loop from beginning to end, because I think that rolling those profits down the line is definitely helpful, because there are times where, actually, let's take a look right now. There are times where the coffee isn't as profitable, like right now. Okay, look at this. Brew coffee medium, -2%. So that is level 25. So if you're not a level 25 or if you are a level 25 chemist, that's what you're doing. And if you're a level 40 chemist, you get to do the large. So obviously you would do the large if you had the skill, right? But if you don't have the skill, you're taking that -2%, that 2.5%. And is that a big deal? No. People have told me, like, oh, coffee's not profitable. Like, I've heard this from people in the guild, people outside the guild. And the one thing they forget is, hey, when you fermented those beans, you made profit. When you grew those coffee beans, plant coffee, you made profit. When you did the CAD part, the roast beans, let's see, where's that roast beans? You made profit. It's very little. I have this on job right now, so it just depends on how you're doing it. But at the end of the day, if you're profitable, do it. You know, sometimes that last part might be a negative or might even be break even. But if the previous stuff was profitable, then, you know, the end part just kind of, you know, means that you get the sale. So anyway, so I think roughly it equates to about $67 per day that I'm making in Dusk. Hang on. Shh. So it's about 67 Dusk I'm making per day. We'll just do like 65 per day. We'll times that by 30. So that's $1,950 a month. If I was to save everything and withdraw, and I'm doing my, you know, my usual 600 cups coffee, I could potentially make about $1,950. So that is pretty cool. However, I don't really care. Like, I don't even like pulling out Dusk. Have I done it before? Yes. But it always kind of feels bad, right? Like, I never quite liked doing it. Last time I pulled out, I think like maybe just 3,500 Dusk, because I just needed like a little bit for something, I forget. But yeah, other than that, game's going fine. I'm really happy with how the game's going. There's definitely plenty to do. And yeah, if you need any tips or anything, let me know. Yeah. That's all I got. Just get focused, have a plan, and you can make it in this game. You don't have to be as big of an account as I have. You can certainly grow into it. Everything that I have isn't just from putting money in. It's from basically not pulling money out and just kind of building on top of that. So why would I not want to really pull Dusk out right now? I'm fine. Like, the money I put in, I don't care to ROI. I'm looking for X's, right? Like, if I wanted to ROI, I would have never gave the money in the first place. That's just me. But yeah. So I'm more looking forward to when Dusk is back at 0.2 and when wax goes back up to 50 cents, because then it goes from $67 a day to about $250 a day. So I'm not really concerned about here and now. And even if things don't go the way I want, no big deal. I'm having fun. I have content. I have a whole world of content with this game, and that's all that really matters. Yeah. Anyways, that's it. Super transparent video. Like it, comment down below, share if you dare, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.